Good morning. It is very windy because I'm along the seafront, but it's all good because I've been for a run. My knee felt okay. Finally, it's finally getting better, which is good. I haven't been to the gym, but I am doing a little walk. It's a fitness fragrance video again today. And we're going to do it with a bit of a twist. So essentially, I'm going to look at two fragrance houses, which is Bentley and Hermes. Two of my favourites, to be honest with you. We're going to do, as the usual format, 10 questions. We're going to have a face. I've got 3 fragrances for each brand at the moment. And yeah, I'm going to rate them on 5 categories. ChatGPT is going to rate them on 5 categories. And the overall winner I'm going to use for my workout tomorrow. I'm going to pick the best one of the 3 in that house. Or if I've reviewed it before, I'm just going to pick one. And yeah, just do a full review on it. But it'd be interesting today to see which one comes out the overall winner. I love Bentley fragrances. I love Hermes fragrances. I've owned all of them more than once, the ones I've got anyway. And yeah, I think either way, I always say this anyway, but you're winning if you've got either. But yeah, what I'm going to do, nearly up to 30,000 steps. I'm going to head back and then have something to eat, and then we will crack on the categories and the questions I've got in mind for it. See who's going to be the overall winner in our face-off. Okay, so I'm back home. Apologies for the hat hair. As you saw earlier, I had a cap on. So what are the 3 Bentley fragrances and what are the 3 Hermes fragrances that I'm looking at? So Bentley Infinite Intense is one. Bentley for Men Intense is the other one. And then Bentley for Men Absolute is the third one. So they're the 3 Bentley fragrances. And then for Hermes, we've got Rhubarbe Écarlate, or Eau de Rhubarbe Écarlate, Hermes, Terre d'Hermes Eau Givre, and just the original Terre d'Hermes Eau de Toilette. So they are the fragrances. I'm not going to go too much into the note profiles because, again, if you've watched these videos, you've seen it so many times. So, yeah, I'll just briefly touch on them and maybe what occasions they're for. But yeah, won't go into it in too much detail. But if whatever wins tomorrow or today for tomorrow, I'll go in a little bit more detail. But yeah, let's just talk about the fragrances very quickly. Start with the Bentley ones. Infinite Intense. This is kind of like a, spicy fragrance. I think they call it like a fresh spicy, essentially. And that's what it is. It's like a peppery smell, very strong peppery smell. And yes, it's sort of green. I think the violet leaves in this certainly give it that sort of freshness. This is definitely an office scent for a young male. I think someone sort of 30 and up would probably benefit best, like a young parent. That's what I would say. You've then got your boozy scent here, which is Bentley for Men Intense. Rum is the dominant note in this. Yeah, like a sparkling rum. Smells absolutely great. Really, really like boozy scents. And then this one here, Bentley for Men Absolute. I get a Coca-Cola smell for this, but some people say pencil shavings. I don't get that. I think this is like a Coca-Cola smell. Really lovely. Again, office friendly. Unique smell. Don't know anything else that smells like that on the market. So yeah, they're the 3 Bentleys. And to be honest with you with those, they're kind of more formal settings, I would say. So kind of more dress-up ones. And to be honest with you, slightly more mature scents. I'd say sort of 25 and up for most of those fragrances would certainly be where I'd use them. So yeah, sort of more your formal wear, but certainly compliment getters in their own right. Anyway, let's go on to the Hermes ones. So the 3 Hermes fragrances. First one, Eau de Rhubarbe Écarlate. Lovely, fruity. I don't think you get many rhubarb sort of fragrances, but yeah, this is a unisex fragrance. Yeah, just very, very fruity. Very, very suitable for the summer at the moment. Hermes Eau Givre, or Terre d'Hermes Eau Givre. This just smells to me like a tomato greenhouse. Really nice, really, really nice. It's a flanker of this one, the original Hermes, Terre d'Hermes. And this is like a dirty orange. Now, we said about Infinite Intense from Bentley a minute ago. This is kind of your peppery scent again, and it certainly has similarities, but this one goes more into an orange sort of scent, a dirty orange, earthy scent, whereas that one was kind of more violet leaves and green. This is more of an orange scent. You can kind of tell by the coloration of the juice. These fragrances, the original Hermes, so the one I just had in my hand, I've worn that for every occasion in the summer, dressing up, dress it down. I've worn it to the gym and had compliments. Just a really, really lovely, mass-pleasing scent. It does a lot of jobs. The other 2, again, you can dress these up. I think these are very much like your summer wear. Again, really good for compliments. But yeah, certainly more lean to that hot weather. Fruitiness of this can certainly make it suitable in the sort of springtime as well. But yeah, I think they really thrive spring, summer, those scents compared to the Bentleys that are probably more, your winter scents and your fall scents. But yeah, all fantastic fragrances. And to be honest with you, none of them, I would say, all 6 that I've got today, I don't think they're really daring. Certainly not compared to some of the other fragrances I've owned. But yeah, that's kind of just a general insight into the smell and what they're used for. But now it's time to get on with the questions. Okay, so I'm hoping you'll be able to see this, but essentially we're doing the first category is going to be my category, so not ChatGPT. It's going to be price. So what is the best value for money, in my opinion, out of these? Well, just looking at this, so I've gone on Latino. Latino is a very popular fragrance website. I know a lot of people buy these or spend money on this in America as well and other countries. So let's have a look. So the original Hermes is £73.10. So I don't know if you can see that on my screen, but it's £73.10 for that one. This one here, which is Ogivre, £99.80. These are all 100ml, by the way. And then Hermes Cologne, £81.80. So that's the 3 prices you get for these. So let's have a look and see how much that adds up to. So in total, if you were to spend money on all 3 fragrances, again, you can't see this, but it's £254.70 for those 3 fragrances in 300ml. Right, that's quite a lot of money, isn't it? Let's compare. So Bentley in comparison. So for Infinite Intent, it's £23.30. Bentley for Men Intent, £23.50. And then Bentley for Men Absolute, £29.50. Again, all 100ml. And that ends up being £76.30 compared to £254.70. So yes, you're talking well over about £170 more for your 3 Hermes fragrances. That's a lot more, isn't it? So in terms of value for money, I think we got a clear winner here, Bentley. I think for the 3 fragrances, for the quality of them as well and the uniqueness, they win it for me. Because I think certainly Bentley for Men Absolute and Bentley for Men Intense, I don't think there's any clones of these. You can certainly get clone fragrances of the original. So for that reason, the first round, the first point goes to the 3 Bentley fragrances. Okay, formations. So I reckon you need to be up front because you are the most nifty. You're the smallest. And then we'll have the 2 Hermes at the back defending you because they're bigger, they're stronger. And I think the same with this one. I think we have you there. And then we'll have the powerhouses at the back. That's good. I'd have to say, though, which one is more versatile? Which one could I change the formation for? We need to talk versatility. Okay, so versatility. Which one would suit sort of more occasions, different ages? So dress up, dress down, different seasons. And also, I think something that's really important as well is how many sort of different size bottles you can get, because it's something I don't really consider, but I know it does matter to a lot of people. Now, as we just saw in terms of pricing, you can obviously get all of these in 100ml, but Bentleys, you can only get these in 100ml. So they don't have the versatility in terms of, buying different bottle sizes. 100ml is quite a lot. For some people, that's too much. These are in 200ml, the 2 I've got here. So yeah, very big bottles, but you can get them in 30ml, 50ml. And to be honest with you, that's when you can get a cheaper price for these as well. And that might just do it for a lot of people. So in terms of sort of variety and bottle sizes, definitely Hermes is strong. Which ones are more versatile? Which ones could you use in more occasions? Well, that first of all is a unisex scent. That is 100% straight down the middle unisex. Might even lean more feminine, to be honest with you. Bentley, they're all masculine. They're meant to be honest with you. This isn't a knock on that. That is what they're marketed to be. I wouldn't use these, though, particularly for anything other than really formal occasions. These are not summer fragrances. You might get away with that, but a really hot day, I still think that's quite strong, that sort of spicy scent. These ones, you can get away in all sorts of occasions. This I could wear literally all the time. I've worn this for sort of staff parties at the end of the year. You can wear this in the winter. I've worn this with sort of dress-up clothes on. I wear it, to be honest with you, in the summer. It's absolutely lovely. And yeah, I don't think it smells too dated. That's certainly very youthful. These are not so youthful. So to be honest with you, I think when it comes down to versatility, Hermes wins this one. This is one of the best all-round fragrances I know. And while I absolutely love these scents, they're not going to be as versatile for things like workouts and just casual wear and a really hot day. These can do it all. And I have to say, I think Hermes, you could even wear that in the winter if you really wanted to. I think they've got that more signature scent potential. If you just wanted to buy one fragrance to do a lot of jobs, they will do it. And I think for that reason, the second point on versatility goes to Hermes. It's 1-1. Okay, so the third one I'm going to do is we're going to look at performance or projection. And I haven't done one of these for ages. We're going to do a spray off. So I'm going to basically do the fragrances that I think would fit a similar scent profile between the two. So I'm going to pick one Hermes, one Bentley, and we're going to see which one wins. So what I'm going to do, the first two that are going to go up in the spray off, the one that's the strongest will stay on, and we'll just see which one is the last one standing. But these are the two that have a similar sort of scent profile. So this one's more violet leaf, this one's more of an orangey smell. But we're going to see, out of interest, which one is stronger. So I'm going to spray them in the air, then I'm going to smell and see which one is stronger. So I'll do 3 sprays, and winner stays on. Here we go. I'm really surprised. The Bentley, oh, that has got in my eye. That is super strong. Right, the Bentley has won that. Wow, the Bentley's really, really kicked up there. Right, so on to the next one. So Infinite Intense stays on for Bentley. Let's go. Let's not. Let's change that. Let's go Absolute against Ogivre. So we give every fragrance an opportunity. So Bentley Absolute against Ogivre. Are we ready? 3, 2, 1. I think Ogivre is going to win this. The air is clear. Ogivre wins that. Actually, mixed together, they smell really nice, but that is definitely the strongest one. So it is 1-1. We come down to the final two, which is Bentley for Men, Intense, against Rhubarb Eclat. Now, I have to say, I think Bentley's going to win this. But you never know. Right. Let's move forward a bit. The air isn't quite clear there. Right, the air is clear. This is to decide who wins on performance and projection. 3, 2, 1. Yeah, Bentley's won this round. That boozy note just really kicked in over the fruity one. At first I thought, oh, it's the fruity note that's kicked in. No, it's definitely that. That's really, really good. The one that surprised me the most there, though, Infinite Intense being stronger than the original Hermes. Got in my eye, it's so strong. I can still feel it stinging my eye. So I'm going to go wash that out. While I do that, though, before I do that, what I'm going to quickly do is I'm going to spray my room, because I know this has been quite popular. We're going to do a room spray test now for longevity. So I'll explain that in the next clip. If anyone hasn't seen this before, essentially what I'm going to go do now, I need to wash my eye out. I'm going to go quickly grab a drink. I'm going to spray all the fragrances in my room, essentially fill the room up with my fragrances. I'm going to close the door. 10 minutes time, once I've had my drink, wash my eye out, come back up, and I'm going to just see which fragrances are the strongest out of the ones that I've sprayed. I'm going to spray them all at once today, just for the sake of it. And then when I come in, if I can notice which fragrance out of which brand, which one is the strongest, can I smell like Ogivre or can I smell Bentley for Men Intense? The one that's the most prominent will get the point for this round. So yeah, what I'm going to do, I'm going to do 5 sprays of each fragrance, close the door, everything's shut, windows shut, and yeah, just come up so like I'm walking back into an office room and see which one I can notice, which one fills the room, and that will get the point for longevity. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do these two at the same time, so Infinite Intense and Rhubarb Eclat. We'll do 5 of each. We'll then do Ogivre and Absolute. And then we'll finish with the original Hermes and Bentley Infinite Intense. Right, I'm looking forward to washing my hair out now. Let's go do that. Then we'll come back up in 10 minutes and we'll see if I can smell any of the fragrances. Let's get on with it. And then time to head upstairs and see which one is the strongest. I've got a feeling that fruity one, Rhubarb Eclat, is going to kick through. I don't know why. Maybe I'm going to be wrong. Normally you'd think those sort of more wintry fragrances. Bentley should do well here. They tend to be a little bit more sticky, particularly like boozy notes and, you know, those sweet notes. But let's see. Do you know, I think I'm right. Rhubarb Eclat is the strongest, and I'm only going on that because when I did Zara Red Rojo, that strawberry note kicked through. There's so many different smells going on here, but Rhubarb Eclat is the strongest, and that is an Hermes fragrance. And definitely Eau Givre. They're the two strongest, and for that reason, 10 minutes has gone by. Yeah, I'm going to give this point to Hermes because that is really nice. It's definitely that fruity note from Hermes, Rhubarb Eclat. Yeah, that's the point to Hermes there. They've won the room spray test. They've won the longevity test. Before ChatGPT get involved, my final round is compliment factor. From my experiences, what's been the best for compliments? Now, to be honest with you, there's only really been two that I've particularly worn and got compliments really with, and that is Bentley for Men Intense and the original Hermes. Now, I have had compliments on Eau Givre, and I've had compliments, particularly in my first reception job, from Infinite Intense. These two, though, I've actually had people physically go out of their way to ask me, what are these? And, you know, where can I get them? I've had people message me on Facebook for things like this. Absolutely insane. Now, I think this one is going to win it. And I only say that for one reason. I mentioned this the other day. There was a guy who I worked with who basically didn't know, his wife never knows what to buy him. He asked me what this was, and she bought it him for his birthday. I've had 3 or 4 women actually stop me and ask me, or one actually knew what it was when I was sitting at the gym. She says, "Oh, that's Hermes. That's Ted Hermes." And I was like, "Yes, it is." She says, "Oh, I buy my husband that all the time." And then we used to talk about fragrances literally all the time. And because my mum went to the gym, she even said, "Oh, your son always smells really nice." I've had people, as I said, ask me how much this is and you know, where can I get it in Boots and whatever. And yeah, this one just always does so well. I've worn this to staff parties and all sorts. So I think just because it's had, first of all, more compliments, but it's had those real, like, people have stopped and really spoken to me about it, this one has to win. And that's not just by women, that's by women and men. This tends to be more of that masculine scent that I think, yeah, you know, men tend to lean towards that more, and they might be the ones who ask you a bit more. This one, literally everyone asks you what this is. It's so nice, it's so versatile, and the compliments I've got on it is absolutely ridiculous. And for that reason, I didn't like it originally. For that reason, though, I ended up loving it, and it probably would be my signature scent if I had one. For that reason, I've got to give it to Hermes. So that's another win for them. They're doing well. So this was going to be a bit of a mouthful to say, so I've written it out to start with. I've put hi there. I'm doing a face-off between Bentley fragrances and Hermes fragrances. I'd like you to answer some questions to pick a winner. My 3 Bentley fragrances are Bentley Infinite Intense, Bentley for Men Intense, and Bentley for Men Absolute versus Hermes Terre de Hermes, Hermes Eau Givre, and Rhubarb Eclat. Are you ready? Let's see what they say. Okay, here we go. They said they're ready. They're saying Bentley is more sort of rich, masculine depth. And I would agree, it's much more nature inspired by the Hermes fragrances. So, yeah, let's see what they say. Hi there. Out of the 3 Bentley fragrances and the 3 Hermes fragrances I have just mentioned, which one or which fragrance house would be the best for workouts?
For a workout, you'd probably want something fresh, energizing, and not too overpowering, especially since fragrances can mix with sweat or the heat from exertion. So, let's break it down. Bentley Infinite Intense. It has a woodsy aromatic profile with a strong base of amber and spices that won't overwhelm you. It's light and fruity with a zingy rhubarb note. While it's a bit more quirky, its fresh, tangy quality could also work well for a workout if you want something lively.
She likes this
Verdict: Hermes Terre d'Hermes Eau Givrée is your winner for a workout. Its light, fresh, and minty notes make it perfect for staying cool and refreshed during exercise without overpowering the senses.
Which one has the better packaging and presentation? I like Bentley.
For packaging and presentation, Bentley fragrances typically have a luxurious, heavy, and masculine feel with dark, sleek bottles and metal accents.
I like it.
Very classy, but more on the robust, solid side. Hermes fragrances, on the other hand, lean into elegance and refinement, often with clean lines, subtle detailing, and high-end materials. Their bottles, like Terre d'Hermes, have a sophisticated, almost minimalist charm. Winner Hermes, the brand excels in offering visually stunning, premium-looking bottles with a more refined, elegant approach.
Bentley, but I do like these as well. I like the sort of feel of them. I like this sort of frosty look on this one. Thank you. Yeah, this has got a frosty back, which I like. Which ones are the more accessible to buy online or in shops?
When it comes to accessibility, Bentley fragrances are generally more accessible, especially online. They're sold widely through sites like Amazon, FragranceX, and others, and can often be found in department stores. They're more readily available at a variety of price points. Hermes fragrances, while still accessible, are usually a bit more exclusive. They're often available in high-end department stores, official Hermes boutiques, and some online retailers like the Hermes website itself, or select luxury fragrance sites. However, they can sometimes be harder to find at general discount stores.
She's so chatty
Winner?
today.
Bentley fragrances are typically easier to find, both online and in store, due to their broader distribution.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. Thank you. Out of Bentley for Men Intense or Terre d'Hermes the original eau de toilette, which one is the best masterpiece?
It sounds like you meant Terre d'Hermes eau de toilette rather than eau de poulet, which could have been a mix-up. As for the masterpiece comparison, Bentley for Men Intense is bold, rich, and very powerful, with deep leather and spice notes. It's a great fragrance, but it's more niche and intense in its presentation, which might not make it a masterpiece for everyone. Terre d'Hermes eau de toilette, however, is widely regarded as a modern classic. Its balance of citrus, woods, and earthy elements makes it highly praised for its versatility and elegance, standing out as a true masterpiece in the fragrance world.
It does do a lot more.
Winner, Terre d'Hermes eau de toilette is the masterpiece here, due to its timeless, refined composition and status as a highly respected fragrance in the industry.
Two-part question, basically. If you could only own one brand, Hermes or Bentley, for fragrances, which one would you own? And out of the one that you pick, which one or which fragrance would you pick to own from that fragrance house?
That's a tough one, but if I had to pick just one brand, I'd go with Hermes. Their fragrances have a timeless quality and versatility, offering a bit of everything from fresh to earthy to citrusy. They're classy and elegant in a way that can be worn for almost any occasion. As for which fragrance I'd choose, Terre d'Hermes eau de toilette would be my pick. It's such a standout with its perfect blend of citrus, wood, and earthy vibes. It feels both sophisticated and grounded, a true signature scent that works year-round. So, Hermes and Terre d'Hermes EDT for me.
That is it for today, and I have to say it was quite a clear winner in the end, and I'm quite surprised it won so easily. But actually, when I heard ChatGPT mention it, Hermes is brilliant. Hermes is the overall winner today, and they do these really realistic citrus natural scents, and I do think overall that is just going to work for more occasions than the Bentley ones. Bentley though is amazing. We're talking a very high bar here, and if you like boozy, sort of those more wintry scents, those more complex scents, that's the house I think that's the best to go for because they're really unique. They certainly smell so much more expensive than they are, but Hermes is one, and the one that obviously gets the most sort of mentions is the original Hermes. So as tomorrow I'm going to wear this one, going to see if I can get any compliments at the gym because I've had compliments at the gym with this one before. Just do a bit more review of it, and I might just touch on the other two today because they are really great fragrances as well, Eau Givre and Rhubarb Écarlate. But yeah, tomorrow's signature scent is going to be the original Hermes, and I'll do a proper review on that and just give my overall thoughts and just see what score it gets out of 50. If you haven't seen those videos before, I've done Brut, done a couple of others. I've done the original Acqua di Parma Essenza, Ferragamo Uomo, and yeah, just going to score it out of 50 and just give my overall thoughts on it if it's worth buying. And yeah, hopefully you'll enjoy it while I do my workout. But yeah, thank you very much for watching this one today. Slightly different one, so I hope you really enjoyed it. And yeah, there'll be more to come. But thank you very much, and I'll catch you later.